Is my lip gloss enough, guys? Like, can never have enough lip gloss. Hello, everybody. why, why do you guys look confused? These guys here. Okay, let me just put on my lip gloss. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Girls Show. I am Thando Mash, the host. Oh, let's do it how I usually do it. It goes, hello, everybody. It's Thando Mash, Thando the Wave, and you know how it goes. Welcome to yet another episode. I'm not sure which episode this is. Episode 5, 6, Liam, who knows? Welcome to this episode. Before we get into anything and into the thick of it, please do subscribe, like the video, share it to everybody you can think of, and then comment, because I'd really, really love to hear from you. So today's episode, we will be talking about how to get yourself together. Because pull it together, man. It's pathetic that you're not pulling yourself together. Okay. Let me have a sip of I'm drinking brutal fruit. I'm having the ruby apple brutal fruit. I would have loved to have the lychee sesh because that's my favorite one, but it wasn't available at the store.
Say I was sorry.
It's your fault that I don't have it. Yes. But anyway, welcome to it, guys. So, I spent a lot of time. I think I will speak a lot about my mother's passing because I feel like that was quite a pivotal time in my life. It was a crazy time. And let me tell you how for the past 2 years, I think until December last year, I can never tell you who was living my life because I don't recognize most of all of those things I was doing, some of the places that I went, just the things that I was doing, how my brain worked at the time. I just don't know who is living my life. And I want you guys to know something. There is nobody who is going to take charge of your life like you. It's nice when you have parents and you still have guidance, but I've kind of sort of gotten to the point, actually life just pushed me into the point where I need to look out for myself. I need to call myself out. I need to call myself to order. Because nobody's going to do that. It's really not anybody's responsibility to make sure that I am going on the path that I'm supposed to be going on. So it is really just my responsibility. And also in so saying, I'm not saying that when you have parents, relax. I think this is a skill that people should learn even while their parents are there. And I feel like if I ever get to a point where I have children, that is something that I want to teach my children. I want to teach them confidence. I want them to be so confident that even though they may get swayed and, fall into peer pressure, that they are able to be confident enough to say no to certain things. Because at the end of the day, teenagers are teenagers are teenagers, and they will always experiment. Even young adults, you always experiment and try to do new things. But I hope that they have enough discernment to know that certain things are going to lead them to a path of destruction. So I just want them to be confident enough to say no to certain things, because there's things like, the herb, people dibble and dabble in that. I do myself, and I feel like I can easily control that. And I know that there are things and substances that I will never, ever, ever, ever touch. For instance, the dwellings. I will never do that, honey. I don't want to find myself in a position where I put the people in my life in that position where they have to deal with the fact that now I'm on drugs, or that I have to be selling furniture and appliances. And, when people are on drugs, sometimes they become so violent when they don't have their fix. So I don't want to put my family through that. I don't want to put my friends through that. And I definitely don't want to put my colleagues through that. So let's get to it. The first thing that I did when I decided to take charge of my life, and I heard this on TikTok, I think I was doom scrolling in the middle of the night. And the first thing that I did, what I heard actually, was to go to the toilet when I need to. I know that sounds so trivial. And so, not trivial, but it sounds insignificant. But it sort of trains your body to do things when you think of them or as soon as they hit you to do those things. So as soon as you feel like you need to urinate, stand up and go to the bathroom. As soon as you feel like you need to do number two, stand up and go to the bathroom. Do it. Whatever your body asks of you, do it. What does this do? This accustoms you to responding to things as they happen. So for instance, let's say you get an idea and you say, oh, I want to start a business as such. But then you're thinking to yourself, yeah, but I don't have the funds for it, so I'm going to have to wait to get the funds in order to start this business. That's wrong. What you need to do is to go and do your research, learn the market, especially, if you have a phone and if you have internet connection, you really have the whole world in your hands. You have unlimited information in your hands. So this is the time where you take initiative and you research on that business. You find out what the market is like. You try and see who your competitors are, see how they're doing, see what other people also in that particular field or industry are doing so that you can sort of, conscientize yourself on what's going on in that particular business. So this is why I'm saying, listen to your body. When your body says go to the toilet, go to the toilet. So if you do this and you do it enough, when you have that idea, you'll take initiative, right? So that's how you take charge of your life. Right. So I was someone who was particularly clumsy. I was such a klutz. And I was so messy, not dirty. I lived in a clean space. It was just very messy, and I felt like I functioned better in a mess. And I lied to myself. I see the feeling. I lied to myself and thought that I strive better in a messy environment, which was not true at all. I find myself doing more now that I am not messy and clumsy. Like I find myself doing a whole lot more than I did back then. And how I started with that was I gained more confident. I've always been confident, right? But somewhere in certain departments, like on the looks department, it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say suffered, but it kind of wasn't there completely until I had a friend, well, not friends anymore, but I'll forever be grateful for her making me remember that I was that girl. Like, sort of what she did became a catalyst for me to remember how I once was very confident, how I was once that girl that just went and did things. That newfound femininity, that confidence is what reminded me who I was, and I decided to go back to the girl that I was because that's who I was. In a way, I had been manifesting things and I got them, and I didn't realize that I was manifesting those things because I couldn't put like a name on it. Right, we'll get to manifestation later on in the week because I want us to iron out a few things when it comes to that. So I'll say that this is the second point now. If you are trying to take charge of your life, you need to go and find yourself again. Who are you without your children? Who are you without, I don't have children. Who are you without your family? Who are you without your husband? Who are you without your boyfriend? Who are you without your friends? When you're sitting alone and you're taking a dump in the bathroom, who are you? Like when the world is quiet without anything else, who are you? And try and figure out who that person was and try and remember, and in doing that, you may once again find your purpose because some people feel like they don't have any purpose, they are talentless, they just have those negative, not connotations, but for the lack of a better word, let's say connotations. They have those weird connotations towards themselves, which everything starts on the inside. That will be my next point. So, wait, what was my point? I lost my train of thought. That's embarrassing. Let me have a drink. Guys, what was my point? What was I saying? Striker, what was I saying? Yeah, but before that. Oh, wow. Oh, yes. The first key is confidence. Because then you start to be confident in yourself and you don't second guess yourself. So, I'm going to make an example. Imagine you live in the hood and you tell someone, I want to start a business of such and such and such and such. And then they say to you, Mara, vele lento la ikasi ngeke izisebenze ne angeke izisebenze abazi musa abantu bala ikasi banjani. And then maybe you talk to the next person and you tell them, I'm thinking of starting something like this. Then they also say like something similar to that, like, but how are you going to sell that? People don't pay, and then you start losing confidence in that business, which you shouldn't. The very thing that helps, the difference between us and people, not us, I'm rich. The difference between people who are not rich and people who are rich is that rich people, it's not that rich people don't go through hardships or they don't have failures. They do. The reason why they are where they are is because there was a lot of failing, there was a lot of falling, there was a lot of unlearning. They decided to stand against whatever society was saying, whatever conception society had of a certain thing. You know how I heard something recently where they say some people cry and other people sell tissue. Imagine the person that made tissue. Like, they might have sounded so ridiculous. Oh, you're going to make paper that wipes bums. Like, it could have been a weird thing. And I don't know how people were wiping their bums before that, but I like to think. Yeah, you have a question, Sianda?
Ngibingelele wena kaMashele.
Hello.
So I'm not sure exactly if it was the whole world, but I read somewhere, which apparently in ancient Rome, they used to have a sponge-like substance, and then they'd attach a stick to it. And then that would be like the toilet paper. Yeah, basula ngayo. So you just wipe, you do your business, you wipe, you clean it, and then leave it for the next person. Yeah.
Okay, I get that. But also, I'm remembering while I lived in KZN, I'm not going to say his name. I remember his name very well. He used to take dumps in the bush. I'm not particularly sure why he would do that. I really don't know. But he used to take dumps in the bush, and he used to use a rock.
The bush in his yard, or just the
no, there was,
like outside?
The corner is behind behind my house. Well, my house was a Bentley.
Yeah.
And so behind me was a church and like another row of houses. But behind that row of houses and behind our row of houses, sort of like this, like here, it was a bush. So he would just go there and drop his gas, pay some tax, and then use a rock to wipe.
I must say, that must be some fertile land. If
I guess that's one way. Fertilizer. Manure. Manure. Yeah, so that's what he used to do. And I think I heard my mom and my sister's child some years ago.
Yeah.
Well, my sister, is also from KZN, but also her partner's from KZN as well. So they have Amakaya Wangembe, like a big ville where Who's Java and what's his name? Big Zulu are from.
Yeah.
So they talk about the fact that they don't have toilets inside. I'm not sure what the state's like now, because this was years ago.
Yeah.
And so they had pit toilets. So he was too small to use the pit toilet. And so it tells me he'd have to go to the mountain and use a rock, I guess. I don't know why I didn't take tissue, but so.
No, I'm guessing when you think about it, Pela, like a tissue, that you're littering, Pela, like, tissue, flash.
Yeah, but what if it's all gosh and try and beat him booze or something?
Hopefully,
yeah. So, you see, now I lost my train of thought.
Kulma about confidence.
Yes.
Because I wanted to add something as well before you get them blow. I swear this is the last time.
It's okay.
Yes, you need to have confidence to continue with your plans, regardless of what people say.
Yes.
I'd also say Ugutumuntu must have the courage to stand back up when they fall.
Absolutely.
Because I think I fall and I'm like, damn, that hurt. I'm not doing that shit again.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Because now once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah. Bad.
Yeah, that's true. What Sianda's saying is definitely true. You do need the courage to. You even need the courage to start. and you need the courage to be able to pick yourself up and carry that confidence and start again, because you only really failed if you stopped doing it. So if you don't want to be a failure, those little, let's call them L's, you'll have W's and L's, you'll have losses and wins all the time. But what's important is that you get back up on your feet. When they're learning to walk, these people like sneaking up on me. But anyway, like umntwana, when umntwana is learning how to walk, they fall and they stand and they fall and they stand until they get it right. And also one thing about it is that nobody's telling the child that, no, if you're falling, then stop doing it. Like, yazini, mawuhamba vele uyawa, ntanga, so ngcono vele uhlale usale so uwa, ungasasukumi. You need to be able to tune out the outside. Now that's what I forgot what I said the next point was, but let's get to that. You need to be able to tune out the outside world and be yourself. People will always have something to say. And I'm going to tell you that you are the only person that's living your life. Therefore, you know best what is best for you. Even when you're doing things that are swaying you off your path, that little voice at the back of your head will tell you that this is not the way. This is not the way. So you do actually know what is best for you. So always do what's best. People will always have things to say, or they'll think they know better than you do. It's like I said in a previous episode, I don't remember who I was with exactly, but I'll make an example about myself because I'm myself. So there were a lot of times where people were advising me to stop doing the podcast, to go and find some other career to do, to go and do something else. But I know my purpose. And obviously, uNkulunkulu mina mangikhuluma naye talks to me about my purpose. I don't go around asking God, so what's Straka's purpose? He's not going to tell me. So God speaks to you. Whoever the deity is in your life, they speak to you. And it tells you what your purpose is. You're not crazy for wanting something. That means in some other timeline, it's already happening. I don't believe in wanting something that, okay, sometimes, Mare. Like sometimes, but like, if you know that you're good at what you're doing. Like, I know myself, I'm a good broadcaster. I'm quite entertaining and all of those things. So imagine now, had I stopped doing that and not get to where it is. Things take time, especially if you're doing something that's unconventional, something that other people have never done. Everybody in the world is going like this, right? Sometimes it is not a bad thing to take the other direction. Because I'd want you to look at people that you admire. Look at people that have made it in your opinion. Because success looks different for everyone, Some people are content with just being able to afford the basic things, just being able to, be in their small little house with a small little family. Some people are content with that. I myself want a mansion. I want to live in a manor. That's what I want. And that's what success looks like to me. So when I look at people who I'd say have the life that I want, I have to look at what these people did differently from other people. Do you know what I mean? There's someone called Leo Skepi, right? This is somebody I listen to a lot now. Leo Skepi is an unconventional character. That's what I'd say. He's not like... I don't think he has a 9-to-5, but I think he's doing things. And imagine if somebody else had told him, no, Leo, you need to go to school and learn and be a lawyer, be a doctor, be a teacher. And no hate to those people. Those are things that people like. My mom was a teacher. My mom loved teaching. I'd like to believe that was her purpose, because she used to tell me how when she was younger, she used to play with rocks and teach them, and she'd get all of the smaller kids in her neighborhood and she would play school with them. She loved to teach, and that's how she also became a lay preacher. Like, that was her purpose. That was her calling. So don't forget your own calling. You know your calling better than anybody else knows. So don't let anybody else tell you what you can or cannot do. That's what I'm doing. I'm not letting anybody tell me what I can or cannot do. I know what I can and cannot do. I don't have limiting beliefs on myself. I don't care how ridiculous an idea sounds. I want it. If I am saying that I want to be both rich in my finances, I want to be rich when it comes to friendships, I want to be rich when it comes to family, and then somebody tells me that, oh yeah, but that's not possible. You can't have your cake and eat it. Sir, I can go to Woolworths and buy a cake and eat it. I can have everything I want. And I don't have those limiting beliefs on myself. I believe I'm a superstar. I'm just waiting for the world to catch on. Imagine if I'm waiting for somebody else to tell me, Thando, you are a superstar. Don't wait for people to tell you what to do. That's my next point. People, I'm going to make an example with looks once again. If you wait for people to tell you that you look good, you might wait forever because people will only tell you that if they want to. So if you don't tell yourself and you're going to wait for people, where are you going to find the confidence? You need to wake up in the morning and look at the mirror while you're naked. Get to know your body. Get to be comfortable while you're naked. Love your body while you're naked. It's one thing to love your body while you're wearing clothes, but look at the mirror and say, every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Tell yourself that you are beautiful, you are gorgeous, you are a force to be reckoned with, and you are formidable. You are that girl, you are that boy. You need to tell yourself all of those things so that you don't wait for validation outside. The validation you need is all within. Because if you're looking for validation outside, then what are you doing, honey? Just look over your shoulders, honey. Do you know that song? I do. So just never, ever, ever seek validation outside. Let it, when people tell you, oh, you're doing great, it's like, okay, I know, but thank you for noticing. You know what I mean? Don't be like, oh my God, really? You think so? Oh my God, you need to know these things. Don't wait for people to tell you because that's kind of pathetic. It's kind of weak. So tell yourself. And as we're speaking. So stand up, wear your big girl panties, wear your big boy boxers, and just tell yourself that I know what I'm doing. Even though you don't know what you're doing, if you believe in it enough, do it. And then my next point is mediocre people often make it, right? So I'm going to give an example, and I'm going to give an example about Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is not a singer like Beyonce is a singer. We all know Beyonce has the pipes. She's got the bags, right? Jennifer Lopez, I feel, is a mediocre singer. I think she can act, but she made it as an artist. Why? Because mediocre people make it. Why do mediocre people make it? I'm not telling you. This is not a bid for mediocrity. I'm not telling you to go and be mediocre. I am telling you to be as audacious as somebody that is mediocre. Because they know they're mediocre. So they have to work 10 times harder to make sure that they live up to the standard of people that are talented. Usually people that are talented become very lazy and you think, oh, but if I am talented in this, then I can just do it. No. I know I'm talented. I still went to school to polish my skills. I'm still coming here. I'm still learning every day how to do certain things. I know someone who feels like they should just show up and just talk. Like, people think that when you're in the entertainment sector, especially if you're in front of the camera, if you're in front of a mic, that you just go there and sit. And my colleague Elijah posted a video this week where it explained how radio isn't just a 3-hour thing. You work on it. The show gets produced. You take the show to the executive producer or the programs manager and they're like, no, I don't like this. I don't want that. You have to go back and do it again. There's a lot that goes in. There's playlisting. There's a whole lot of things that go into everything. So do put in your 1,000. Is it 10,000 hours? How many hours is it? What do they say? Can I please get a refill as well? And some ice, please. So I also don't believe in working hard. I believe in working smart. Because you can work hard, but is it going to work? I mean, you can work hard on something that already exists, but like, are you working smart? Oh, my neck. But are you working smart? Are you using ways that are unconventional? Because I'm going to tell you something. People, in as much as people follow all of the mediocre things, people like what's new and creative. Oh, okay. People like what's new and creative and actually great. So if you're working smarter, figure out which times of the day you are at your peak production. Which times of the day do you get better ideas? So then you like sort of section those things like that. Like you don't need to I feel like you don't need to work so hard and just like crack your brain. If you're smart, you can do a lot of things. That's what I think. Yes, but get it together. Get it together, Linda. Get it together. So yeah, that's sort of like the gist of what I did in the beginning. Like I'm giving you a plan on what to do in the beginning because I have just moved from the beginning and I am in a different stage. But I'll talk about it once I've went through that stage as well, right? So another thing I'll tell you is that don't take on people's problems. Clear Soul said this. Don't take on people's problems. I don't know, I think he was talking about this guy who was trying to, come up for his friends. But don't take on people's problems. If opportunity arrives and the opportunity is for you, grab it with both hands. And then once you are in it, then maybe you can bring in other people as well. Oh my God, is it frozen? Oh no, okay, you can put it on the side a bit, I'll have it later. So, yeah, like, see, I lost my train of thought. Scabs. Yes, don't take on people's problems. You can definitely help people out, but don't take those problems and make them yours because they're going to weigh down on you. I'm going to give you an example about Fetty Wap. I feel like a whole lot of us remember who Fetty Wap is. 1730, yeah. That guy was, he was just on the verge of becoming one of the biggest artists in our lifetimes. And because he wanted so badly to put his friends on, and he didn't know that his friends would eventually lead to his demise, which they did. I'm not going to talk in depth about it. If you want to know extensively about the story, go on TikTok, search that, like just go and search Fetty Wap friends or Fetty Wap fall off, something like that. And you'll actually understand why sometimes you need to do things and you need to do them alone. Because not everything that you do needs somebody else to be there as well. Remember that confidence I was talking about? That exactly. But yes, guys, these are the beginning stages to getting your life together. If you're like in the trenches, if you at the lowest of lowest points, also I'm going to tell you your mind controls everything that it does. Everything that you do. The only thing you can ever fully control is yourself. Therefore, you are what you think. I think, therefore I am. The brain does this thing where it looks for evidence. So if you feed your brain negativity, it will look for evidence for all the negative things around you, and then you will be a sad Sam. I mean, I think there was sad sex, as in saxophone, on regular show. Yeah, you're gonna be sad sex, and you don't want that. You don't want to be sad. You don't want to vibrate low. You need to have high. You need to have high vibrations, right? Shut up. So you need to start and feed your mind positivity. Number one, if you wake up in the morning, make your damn bed. I'm telling you, my mom used to tell me that if you go and do work without doing your bed, you're going to be tired the whole day. I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but I started seeing it that every time I didn't make my bed, I just have low energy the whole day. So start with the small things. If you're depressed, start with the small things. Literally, wake up and make your bed. It will be an achievement. Then what do you do after you make your bed? You're like, I need to take a bath. I know how difficult it is to take a bath when you're depressed, but do it. You'll feel so much better. And then take some clothes. Whether you're unemployed, whether you're employed, whether you're going somewhere, whether you're not going somewhere, dress up. You will have so much confidence. You even might take a walk outside. And that's good for you. Take a walk, breathe in the fresh air, you know. So that's how you just start your day like that. A whole lot of how you start your day determines how the rest of your day goes. So if you're going to go online and watch people that make you feel bad about yourself, how do you think you're going to feel for the rest of the day? So if you wake up in the morning and you listen to something maybe that's motivational, maybe you're listening to some feel-good music, maybe you're waking up and you're telling yourself how you're the best thing ever. your day is going to go amazing. And if you're so confident in yourself and you have so much trust within yourself, it will be easier for you when the negativity comes. You can just push it away. It's not an easy thing to do, I have to tell you that. It's a whole lot of unlearning, because think of when society started telling you that you can't do things. So you having to, what is your problem? So if you then tell yourself those things and you're sure of yourself and you're very confident in your opinions, in your decisions with yourself, nothing can sway you. It is very difficult to unlearn it. Yes, this is what I was saying. I didn't see that the mic had fallen. I hope you heard all of that, because I'm not repeating that, honey. But what I'm saying is, see, now I lost my train of thought again. As I was saying, that when you start to push away the negativity, it's not an easy thing, because imagine how when society started telling you that you can't do things, when society started feeding you negativity. So you have to unlearn years of damage. It's years of damage. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a week. You might see progress in a month. You might see progress in a week, depending on who you are. I had a point in my life where my sister TK used to tell me, oh no, don't take it personally. And I'd be like, what do you mean I mustn't take it personally? I'm an empath. I'm somebody who feels so deeply. I'm somebody that does this and this and that. And I became that person. Why? Because that's how my brain was wired. And so when I started realizing that, actually, why does it even matter? Like, ask yourself, in the grand scheme of things, does this really matter? So if somebody pisses you off, yeah, you're pissed off today, but are you even going to remember it next week? Like, does it really matter? What does it do for you? Does it build you? Does it put more money in your account? Does it fill up your fridge with food? Does it fill up your pantry? Does it fill up your gas tank? Does it make you warmer at night? No. So, just let people be. People will always be people. Also remember, you always choose how people respond to you. You teach people how to treat you. If you're complaining about people always doing weird things to you, it's because you're allowing those things to happen. If you have problems, I will tell you today, verbatim, and quote me on this. You are causing all of those problems. Because are those things that you can control? Also, ask yourself, is this something that I can control? I'm going to speak on unemployment specifically. If you're sending out job applications, that's the most that you can do. You can't control whether or not the employer decides to employ you. What does stressing do for you? What does worrying do for you? Do those things help you? Absolutely not. So try and protect your peace at all costs. People always say this to me, it never made sense, but also it takes time for people to learn certain things. And I'd be robbing anyone if I tried to tell them, keep your peace, protect your peace. Or if I show you how to protect you, I'd be robbing you of the growth. And I would be robbing you of knowing what that's actually like, or it being meaningful to you, or because you appreciate things more if you've been through hardships, right? So it'd be good for you to learn those things on your own. I hope that I sort of helped on this journey of self-discovery, self-rediscovery, of getting your life together. I hope that you'll take these things and apply them where you can in your life. If you want more of this, because I have quite a lot to say on it, but I just want to say the basics for now. Let me know. Let me know what you'd specifically like for me to talk about. Leave a comment. I'd really love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to About Melody Podcast. Go and subscribe to Members Only Podcast as well. Also, this video was sponsored by the Dream Streetwear. I'm wearing the bucket hat, the denim bucket hat, and I'm wearing the crop top. There's a whole lot behind me as well. If you would like to purchase some items, do inbox me on Facebook. It's Thando Mash. Do DM me on Instagram. It's Thando Posts here. And then we can talk about something. Okay. It has been great having you here. Go tell your friend, to tell a friend, to tell their sister, to tell the aunt, to tell their grandmother, to tell every woman in the world. And you can also share this with men as well. I mean, I think some of the things that I say can apply to men's lives. They do, as a matter of fact. I did. Oh, check out Polo at the Posy. I mean, they're on About Melody podcast, I guess, yeah. So check out Polo at the Posy as well. Stay tuned. There's more coming through. There is more coming through. Yeah. Anyway, this is Thando Mash, Thando the Wave. You go fucking run it round off this wave. Thank you for coming to my podcast.